Bro, did you see that fight?
Bro, you were wrong.
You were wrong too, man. What's going on?
I told you, man. Jake Paul.
Dang.
Can't sleep on him. But nah, I mean, we were both wrong.
Hey, he still didn't prove me wrong, though, because, in my opinion, that was a shell of Chavez Jr.
He threw like
that was a shell
around to the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, that was a shell of Chavez Jr. Like, that's not the Chavez Jr. that we know.
What made me sad was seeing his dad, like, upset. He was, like, shaking his head. He was, like, looking at the ground.
For real.
But, hey, at the end, he said that he gives all props to his son because all that he had to overcome to be at that stage.
Yeah. Everyone gives him props because of that, but I was just like, at the end of the day, he's the one that signed up to fight, so it don't matter if you came back from whatever you came back from,
But then it's a win for him, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, everyone's saying now, they're like, oh, but it's still a win because he came back from. Yeah, but that's a win in itself. But you were still supposed to try to win the fight. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I mean,
I feel like
tried those last 2 rounds, man. He almost got it done.
Yeah, but I just feel like he just started too late. He started too late, and he was already down 0-7 by the time he started.
I was really upset when I saw him the first 5 rounds not throwing any punches. I'm like, Chavez, bro, you have to beat Jake Paul. I almost made a bet too. Good thing I didn't bet, but
I lost $5, man.
That's $5.
I lost $5 on that motherfucker.
Man, that's why I was like, the best thing to do now is don't go against Jake Paul, bro. You gotta put your money on him now. Nah.
Never. Until he fights me.
Hey, only if he fights Tommy Fury. So far, he's the only one that's been able to beat him.
Yeah. Do you think they'll get a rematch?
I mean, I don't see what else he's gonna do, right? He said he's gonna call out Badu Jack, right? He said
Badu Jack and both of them. He said Badu Jack too, and then he said Zurdo.
Both of them will beat Jake Paul.
Yeah.
They'll stop both of them. He's not ready. He's not ready for that type of caliber fighter yet. But him against Tommy Fury, that's another interesting fight. But what are your thoughts on the fight being scripted? That's like a big topic going on right now here on social media. Everyone thinks that it's scripted because when Chavez was actually throwing, he looked like he was gonna knock Jake Paul out, and then he just pulled out. He wasn't like trying as hard. So a lot of people are saying that it's scripted, that Jake Paul is just buying out fights. He's paying their opponents.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm at with that yet. I mean, some days I do feel like a lot of his fights are scripted.
Yeah.
Like I feel
that fight looks scripted to me.
It could all be a script, honestly. Because if you think about it, Anderson Silva was beating him. Gets dropped in the last round. Just like stuff like that. Like, I'm just like,
like he has like that Rocky story in every fight.
Yeah, like it's kind of crazy.
He was dominating the early rounds and he was losing the later rounds. I don't know. I mean, I hope that it's not, because that puts a bad rep to boxing. He should just get out of it if he's out here scripting fights, But I will say this: his skills looked a lot better. In the last episode, he said that he has improved a lot skill-wise, and I saw it yesterday. Yeah. He was throwing some nasty uppercuts from a distance he was landing. So, man, his skill is definitely there. He's gone better. I saw him throw like a nasty uppercut from a distance. But you also see Chavez is just like a standing stick, But
yeah, like I said, that was a shell of Chavez Jr.
As a fighter, that what's the hardest punch to land?
The hardest punch to land?
Yeah, like I feel like it's the uppercuts, And that's
I would say like an overhand right, maybe.
Well, overhand rights are easy to time, though. I feel like uppercuts are harder to time, unless it's like a Chavez fighter, They're just giving you your chin.
Yeah, exactly.
The overhand,
exactly.
I feel like it's easier to land because everyone leads with their jab. It's an easy type to punch.
But you gotta have the right distance, bro. If you're too far away, you're gonna get clipped.
Yeah, but that's easy to figure out, right? The uppercut is harder for me, like to
yeah, land. I don't know. I feel like you said, it depends also like on the fighter. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get a dude that's standing like that, the uppercuts
Easy,
all night right
but
there.
Like, there's a lot of fighters that stand like that. From a lot of people that I fought throughout my whole amateur days, there was a few that had that style that they're easy to hit with the uppercut.
Yeah.
But the majority of them, man, they're hard to hit with uppercuts. And for me, it was easier to land the overhand right because everyone leads with their jab, right? It's an easy punch to time, especially if they're telegraphing it or they keep leading with it. But no, I mean, I did see a lot of skill from Jake Paul. He was throwing some nice overhands, some uppercuts, some good body shots. But Chavez was just there, like being a heavy bag.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, going back to what I said in the last episode, I still don't consider Jake a real boxer, even though he beat a former world champion. Like, yeah, he beat Tyson. Now he beat Chavez Jr. Both former world champions, but it's like, when? A guy that's been retired for years, coming out of rehab, has only had one fight against a UFC fighter and won it, but it was a 6-rounder. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he needs to fight Tommy Fury, rematch.
But even that,
and then
put him a real fighter, Tommy Fury.
Tommy.
He's a television.
Tommy Fury is now in the Misfits.
Yeah.
He's fighting Misfits guys. You know?
So Tommy Fury is not a real fighter.
Which is like, but, you know, get your bag.
He has the name, Fury, but he's not a top fighter, you know? But yeah, then again, Jake Paul, he's a businessman, you know? He's trying to sell out events. Him fighting like an up-and-coming fighter, a real fighter, that's not going to give him any money, you know? He's a businessman. He's trying to sell fights. He's trying to make money. So, I mean, him fighting a world champion like Bobby Jack or Zurdo, that would bring the money, but he's gonna lose easy, you know?
Yeah.
He's not ready for that type of fight yet.
And this is where we will find out if it's scripted or not.
But he could easily pay those guys off.
I know, that's true. You know? We just need to go back to like the old days where guys had more respect and more pride.
Jake Paul.
Now everybody could just sell out. It's easy to sell out, bro. Like if you give somebody a bag, they'll be like, hell yeah.
I'm pretty sure
I'll go take a dive.
You'll do it too, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Jake Paul, hire me right now.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
We're
like
good actors, bro. Come on. But
that's exactly what I'm saying. Cause like, if you think about it, right, Chavez Jr. he would never make that money ever again if he didn't do that.
Yeah.
With Jake Paul, right? Ever. Unless he fights Canelo, but Canelo will never fight him again. Because what is... There's no... You know, like...
So, yeah, I mean, this is his biggest fight for him available at this...
So, that's what I'm saying. Like... Did he sell himself out? Maybe.
And that's the thing that... I mean, we'll never know, you know?
We'll never know because it's probably in the contract. He's never going to come out and say it. That he... sold out, so, you know, all that stuff is in the contract.
The only thing we could do right now is just keep watching until he loses, like, really bad. Because, like, so far from the fight that I picked up, I seen that he's not good with pressure, even though Chavez wasn't really throwing, he was just pressuring. So just a pressure with no punches. Now, right. Imagine someone that pressures with punches. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you might open yourself up more for Jake's counters, which that's probably what he wants too. And Chavez was being extra careful, which didn't go to his favor, but he was able to. A lot of people thought he was going to get knocked out, you know? So he was able to actually finish the fight, not get dropped, go to decision, and he finished strong. And he put it on his Instagram, he's like that Jake Paul got saved, that they didn't do basically 12 rounds. He said that there should have been 2 more rounds. Oh, that's not a world title fight.
For real.
You know? Do you think 2 more rounds Chavez would have finished the job?
I think he could have. Yeah, I think he could have.
Jake Paul was tired. Like,
Jake Paul was done, and we were watching, and I was like, I literally told you guys that that's what he was going to do, but I honestly thought that he was going to be able to get the job done. I really did. I thought he was going to be able to get the job done, but I knew exactly. It was weird. I just knew exactly what he was going to do. I told you guys, remember, I was like, he's literally going to just wait till... Because Jake Paul, it's a pattern. everybody knows that he gasses out in the last 3-4 rounds. You know, like it's a pattern. Like so, everybody that is gonna fight Jake next, just know,
Pressure.
bro's gonna tire out.
He's a tire out in the last rounds, so bring the pressure.
And you know, Chavez tried it. It just didn't go. It just didn't go like, you know, where he thought it would. He probably thought he was gonna be able to stop him in the last rounds.
Yeah,
and he tried.
If that was his game plan, then he didn't have the right game plan going into it, because for you to beat a fighter like Jake Paul, you gotta be more dominant. You know, you can't wait for the last 2 rounds unless you really think you're gonna knock him out. But there's so much money behind him right now in boxing. You know, wasn't he like the 3rd highest paid boxer right now?
Probably, yeah. 4th? I mean, he's making like $40 million a fight. $40
million a fight. That's all like.
Only Canelo and probably Crawford are making that right now, because they're fighting each other.
I think the number 1, the highest paid boxer was Fury. Even more than Canelo, but I mean, because of those 2 mega fights with
Usyk, yeah.
But Crawford Canelo about to be a big winning fight too. That's a whole other video, man, that we're gonna get to. We're gonna get to, guys. But hey, man, I hope these fights are not scripted. That is reading boxing if it is script. To me, it just looked like Chavez couldn't really get off. You know, if you guys spar someone that throws a lot of jabs, or fight someone that throws a lot of jabs, that knows how to control the distance,
is moving a lot.
And that's what Jake Paul was doing. He was using his jab. He was controlling his distance. That's why, to me, it looked like his skill was, like you said in the last episode, he has improved a lot in skill. So, to me, it just looked like he's got better, and Chavez wasn't the same Chavez that he was, you know, before.
Yeah. No, you could see it a little bit. You could see it, of course, you know, he's gotten better, but he's gotten better and his opponents have not gotten better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Because also, like...
Because you fight Mike Tyson, bro. Mike Tyson just stood there. Chavez was pressuring but not throwing. He threw in the last 3 rounds, and in which he won, which is crazy. Also, he won the last 3. There was one judge that gave him the last 3.
Yeah, that's true. But from a fighter's perspective, you know, like people say that he waited too long, or do you think he just couldn't get off? Because we've all fought movers that move a lot and that throw good jabs, move good defense. You think he just couldn't get off on Jake Paul? That's the thing. I'm like,
nah, I think
he just had the wrong game plan, or
I think that was his game plan. I think that was his game plan, and it was just a wrong game plan. Because, like you said, if you think he was trying, no, he wasn't trying, because you could see it in the first round. If he would have been trying, he would have threw more, right? He would have tried to set up traps, bro. Like, you were literally just the first round. He gave it up. He's like, I'm gonna give this first round up.
He would have fought the first round, like I mean, the last round, like he did the first couple of the rounds, he would have won.
Yeah, he would have won that fight because he won 3 rounds right there. If he would have won 3 more in the beginning, boom, that's 6-4. He would have got it. Yeah. You know, but he wasn't. He gave that first round up, definitely. Second round, threw a little bit more. Third round, threw a little bit more.
Now that Chavez kind of knows his style and how he fights, you think a rematch should happen?
I said it as soon as the fight was over. I'm like, they should do a rematch. Yeah. That would be a good rematch, and I feel like I'd rather watch that than watch Jake fight another Mike Perry, another UFC fighter, another retired UFC fighter. I'd rather him fight like Chavez again or something, you know?
Yeah, that would be interesting, because now that I feel like Chavez knows what he needs to do, I wonder if he's actually going to execute it or still going to fight the same, because he knows what he needs to do. He needs to just start faster. Mm-hmm. He cannot wait till the last 2 rounds. No matter.
Yeah, if you get tired, whatever, bro, like, you just fucking bite down.
Yeah.
But you cannot be fighting like that.
Because Jake Paul got tired, but he was biting down too.
Yeah, he literally bit down.
That's what you got to do. I mean, when you're tired, that's when you see what you're made of, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're too scared to get tired, then your training camp wasn't as good as it needed to be.
But that's another thing you could talk about is, did they give him enough time to get ready? I feel like no, they didn't. No. That fight was announced like in May. You remember? Yeah. Literally like in May it was announced. Like if you're a Chavez, that's not enough time. Yeah. If you're a Mayweather, like a guy that Mayweather was like, give me 6 weeks, I got these boys. Because Mayweather stays in the gym. So he only needs 6 weeks, like hard weeks, to get ready. But Chavez don't stay in the gym. So if you give him 7 weeks, that's not enough because he starts from zero.
Yeah.
You know, like this guy starts from zero.
From all that he's been through, like
and coming back from rehab, all that stuff. Like he probably needed like a year just to get in shape, and then start like a real training camp.
And in the fight, you see, he looked like he was still tweaking.
Bro, everybody thought he was like
he looked like he was tweaking
on something. Everyone keeps telling me that if he was on something, I'm like, I don't think so. I just think it's because of the abuse that he's had in the past with the drugs. But
yeah, I mean that's kind of what people were saying, that it's just from all the abuse that he's had in the past with drugs that he's it looks like he's tweaking. That doesn't really go away. But man, I would like to see a rematch. I feel like that fight deserves a rematch. They even broke records in that stadium.
Yeah, for tickets sold.
Yeah, tickets sold.
But here's the thing that I just saw a post that they said that the last week they put them down like 75%. And that's when they sold out. They dropped the tickets to 75%. So they were saying that there was tickets selling for like $50 at the end. Well, probably like all the way in the back, but still, you know, like. Another thing I wanted to talk about is a good thing I remembered. So I don't know if you saw the face-off with Chavez and Jake Paul.
I saw a piece of it.
But in the clip that I saw, and I even went back and watched it because I was like, does this really happen? Jake Paul was asked, Chavez was asked if he thought Jake Paul was on steroids. And his answer was, bro, you could see him. He told the guy that was interviewing, he's like, you could see him. He's like, you can't tell me that he don't look like he's on something. What do you think? I'm not trying to accuse nobody of doing steroids because, that's a big accusation. But Jake Paul...
Jake Paul made a video of him, like, actually doing the body testing. He was, like, pouring his pee into a cup.
Okay, but, like, here's another thing that he said in that exact same clip. He said, why in my whole career I've always been tested pre-fight, except when I fought on your show. He told him. He's like, why? Isn't that crazy?
Pre-fight?
Pre-fight. You've been with me on my fights, my big fights.
Yeah.
I always get tested. I always have to pee in a cup. Even if I don't gotta pee, I gotta wait there until I pee.
Yeah. He
He said that pre-fight. He said his whole career always been tested, except when he fought on Jake Paul's show, which was his Uriel Hall. He said he never got tested in that fight. He's like, why?
Huh.
Isn't that kind of crazy, bro? Like, Jake Paul could literally be
steroids
on something and nobody would even know.
Yeah, I don't even know how, like, all that works, like how long it stays in your system.
Yeah, because he also said that. He's like, yeah, you like playing around with the timings and stuff of like. So Chavez must know something. I don't know.
He's probably done it too. That's probably why he knows.
Yeah, it could be.
But yeah, that's crazy. I wouldn't doubt it. He's been like walking through people, but who knows?
Because if you think about it, bro, just a regular dude, no amateur experience ever, is just walking through these UFC retired fighters, retired boxers, retired NBA players, everyone retired.
Everyone, even grandpas. Even grandpas.
But
even old Mike Tyson, and I'm surprised he didn't.
He needs to fight somebody active. Someone active.
Yeah, but no, that's crazy. Bro. And for me, like, I didn't think that steroids would do such a big difference, but man, they gave Ryan Garcia super fucking powers,
Bro, I've talked to people. I told you I've talked to people that have done it before, and what they tell me is like you just feel like some like superhuman, like something like out of this world.
How about this? Next time, I'll get on some steroids, and we'll spar, and we'll record it. We'll go live, and then I'll let you guys know.
We'll spar first without steroids, and then we'll spar you with steroids.
It takes a while.
Yeah, it takes time.
So we might actually do like a before and after or something.
Yeah.
But like, I just want to see like what the difference is, like.
For real.
That'd be crazy. I just want to see like you actually do like feel like you have superpowers.
Yeah, but you can't get that stuff like just out of anywhere. You got to go to the black market to buy that stuff.
You can get it from doctors, can you? You can get it prescribed.
Not like steroids, not for athletic performance. You can't. You could get it for like muscles. I think like
testosterone and stuff.
Yeah, like.
Huh. I mean, shit. That's another interesting topic there. Like, if he's actually on steroids, who knows? I would say maybe. You know, just the way he's been like dominating all these fighters. I mean, most of them are older, so you also gotta look at that. You know, these older fighters. Even Chavez was 39, almost 40. That's basically you're leaving your prime. You know, so you also can't say, oh, he's on steroids because he's knocking out these old guys. You know, when he did actually fight a younger guy, same level, he lost.
Right.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely
And then going back to being scripted, you know, like I feel like we're not saying that it's scripted, but it's like a thought, and not only just us, like
everybody,
the whole world, they think, you know. But going back to that, I feel like, you know, maybe it's not, because would he have paid off Fury? Probably. You know?
But I feel like the people have been saying fights are scripted or fixed
for years.
You know, like they said Mayweather did it. You know, so people, they just, if their favorite fighter loses, they just start talking crazy.
I feel like you could script so many things, but you can't script boxing. You can script basketball, script football, but boxing, when you got two guys fighting, how can you script it?
You can script it.
You can't script it. You can't script it.
Yeah, you can.
If you get hit in the head and the temple, you're going down. But like, I don't care what anybody says.
That's why, but I'm like, you could like make it a script for like me, for you to make sure that I win, you know. So you need to like pull.
So I can go slow. I can go soft.
Yeah, it's soft. I'm not saying like go 100% soft. Maybe like throw 1 or 2 shots and hard there. That's kind of what like the script. It's not like an actual movie script. It's like, all right, in this contract.
But then if you hit me hard, I can get fucking mad and beat the shit out of you. So like, how is that scripted?
Yeah, but then you're not gonna make 10 million. So you're not gonna get mad. You know, this is for 10 million. You know.
But what if some dude pisses you off? What if some dudes literally start disrespecting you and like talking shit while you're in the ring? Like, oh, you pussy, you can't hit me. Blah blah blah. You know, like, I don't know. I just feel like in the fight game, you can't do that, because like once you're in that ring, bro, like you see red, bro.
10 million.
You see red. I know you've been in the ring before. You just see red.
Yeah.
You know, you get clocked and you see red.
But no one's ever given me 10 million to get clocked. I'm like, all right, you know, that was a good shot. You know, keep coming. That's the thing. That, I mean, that's what I think a script is in boxing. Like,
yeah.
But all right, I'm gonna dominate.
If it goes decision, you're gonna get the decision.
Or
blah
like,
blah blah.
Yeah, all the we're, as long as you make sure that I win, you know. Like, yeah, you can still throw good punches, you know, land to make it a competitive fight. But to me, that'll be how a script would go. I don't think it'll be like a movie type script, but who knows, you know. That's another interesting conspiracy theory there, but we're getting a little off topic now.
But yeah, that was a good fight. I think that was a good fight. That was good for boxing. It brought a lot of eyes to the sport. It was good entertainment. It kept everyone entertained for that night. Like, I was entertained the whole 10 rounds, because I was just hoping, you know, Chavez would do something. You know, everyone that we were watching it with, they were pumped. They were watching it. You know, it was good, and we're gonna have to just see how it plays off.
Yeah.
See what Jake becomes, and if he does what he says he's gonna do, which is he says he's gonna be a world champ. Let's see.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like he has the money behind him. He has the right people in his team to do it, but I don't know, man. I just don't see it. I don't see him beating any of the world champions out right now, anytime soon. You know, but yeah, just like you said, it was a good fight for boxing. Just the first 7 rounds, all of us were just sitting down, kind of just with our hands crossed, kind of disappointed. But in the last rounds,
we all got up and we were like clapping and let's go, let's go.
It's definitely entertaining. Like Chavez came to fight the last couple of rounds, but before that, man, it was not a good fight. Kind of boring. It was just blocking punches, not trying to throw. But hey, shout out to Jake Paul, man. He won.
Proved us wrong.
Yeah.
You know, we both got it wrong. We're 0-1 right now, but we're going to pick it up. Yeah. We're going to pick it up in the next fights.
And from the last episode, man, I was kind of going more like of what he said. That's why he kind of switched my mind a little bit. You know, usually
I was going off of what he said.
Off what you said.
I don't even know why I trusted you.
I originally had.
I should have known because this dude always gets them wrong. I should have known. I should have been like.
I originally had Jake Paul, but I was like,
don't go with what this dude said.
I think Chavez is gonna win.
Nah, that's the last time I go with what this dude said.
All right, next time for our next fight, the Shakur. I got Shakur. You got some pay.
Nah.
No, that's gonna be a good fight too, man. But hey, guys, I'll be the next episode. This is it for today's episode, guys. So, make sure you guys like and subscribe to this channel. We're gonna do a weekly boxing, everything boxing, weekly episodes, guys. So make sure you like and subscribe. I'm out of here, guys. See you guys in the next one.
Appreciate y'all. Sabroso, out of here.